Shalom. Shalom and welcome. This is a new series. And this series is entitled Yashar'al Living Orders and Commands. If you're tuning in for the first time, you will come to know that Yashar'al, true Yashar'al, of whom I am addressing, consists of both Hebrews and Gentiles made one in Yahusha Messiah under the banner of Yashar'al. Individuals who seek to do the will of the Almighty Father Yahuwah. And this marks the new series entitled Yashar'al Living Orders and Commands. I am truly compelled to believe that there is a rise of an awakening nation, as referenced in Revelations chapter 7. I believe there will be an emergence of 144,000 from 12 Hebrew tribes. 12,000 from each of the 12 Hebrew tribes will rise, as well as a great multitude of many nations, kindreds, tribes, and tongues, together made one by Yahusha Messiah under the banner of Yashar'al. This is the year 2015, according to the calendar that's most widely used. This segment of Yashar'al Living Orders and Commands is entitled A Watchman's Words. It will be a multi-part segment consisting of 4 parts. So I invite your patience, your continued tolerance, and I salute your desire to discover set-apartness. And I pray that all that comes from me that is indeed identified as set apart, that Yahusha Messiah gets all credit and esteem, and that he is lifted up, and in him being lifted up, we witness him drawing us together as one under the banner of Yashar'al. My name is Symmanayah, and these are the words I am compelled to present. Today is January 22nd, 2015. A Watchman's Words. Let me begin with a series of questions that I encourage each listener to listen to carefully. Pay attention, my brothers and sisters, with an attentive ear and a mind to serve and worship and obey the Almighty Father. Seek to discern only what is set apart and to discard anything that is not set apart. Seek to discern, begin to discuss with brothers and sisters, with counselors, on how to manage the words that go forth. Yashar'al, Living Orders and Commands. This segment is entitled A Watchman's Words, to set a foundation for what is to come, as I believe I am compelled by the Spirit of Yahusha. With that said, hear these questions, O Yashar'al. Are the words from the Most High Father Yahuwah sent through Yahusha Messiah, are his words mere suggestions? Are his words designed for our choosing to take and interpret however we please? Are his words alive? Can one discover his words, the words of the Almighty Father, beyond what is just written in scriptures? How do you define the communications from the Almighty Father Yahuwah? Is it important to accept that the Almighty Father Yahuwah sent his set-apart Spirit in Yahusha's name to teach us and bring things to remembrance, things that he has told us? What are our responsibilities when the word of the Almighty Father Yahuwah is given to us, through his set-apart Spirit sent in Yahusha's name? Can we honestly state that the words from the Spirit of Yahusha is for our own use and abuse? End times will prove to be a season for Yashar'al to earnestly seek to discern living orders and commands. Not suggestions, living orders and commands, and respond with obedience. I submit to you, we will soon realize the severity of taking the words from the Almighty Father for granted. We will escape entertaining one another's ears by abusively slinging his scriptures, his words around without being guided by his set-apart spirit. We will witness as end times become intense the realities of this battle, how serious conditions will come to be as described in Scripture. We are in spiritual warfare. The time is now at hand to wake up and begin seeking to discern how to manage all set-apart words that come to us. The time is at hand to realize scriptures are made alive for a purpose, for a reason, and that purpose comes with expectations of a response. Beyond just words and doctrine, that purpose demands an action of obedience to the Almighty One. Yashar'al Living Orders and Commands are before us. The time is at hand to rise up and behold the living presence of the Spirit of Yahusha among us. With these words said, allow me to reintroduce myself. And I know it's not about me, my brothers and sisters, but it is about worship and obedience. And these are the words that I believe I am compelled to present. And I pray that my life, my actions, my words are consistent of one who is an obedient servant to the Spirit of Yahusha. I begin by saying again, Shalom. My name is Symmanayah. I am a seed of Hebrews, or some may say Abari or Abrym, and I am a son of Yashar'al. I am compelled to state that I am a seed of Hebrews, Abari or Abrym, to acknowledge that Hebrews actually exists, Abari or Abrym or Abrym. Many different form words are used to describe the children of Yahuwah. I am compelled to believe that the true descendants of Abraham, Yitshaq, most commonly known as Isaac, and Yaakov, commonly known as Jacob, whose name was changed to Yashar'al, commonly referenced by many as Israel or Yisrael, that I am a descendant of these individuals, whom I believe are my forefathers. I say this, my brothers and sisters, for many believe that it is difficult to identify true Hebrews of the bloodline of Abraham, Yitshaq, and Yaakov. We believe that man has succeeded in mixing races, and that is no way to determine. But I submit to you, though man may have taken us into slavery, though man may have raped our women, though man may have caused mixed races, though the wicked one may have mixed the bloodlines and DNA, there is nothing man can do to alter the spirit of an individual. The Almighty Father, Yahuwah, knows who are his children, and he knows who are indeed the seed of Abraham, Yitshaq, and Yaakov. And scriptures foretell of 144,000 rising up in the last days. How can this be unless the identity of true Hebrews emerge in these last days? And they will. I state that I am a son of Yashar'al to indicate that I am a family of one, consisting of both Hebrews and Gentiles, or Abri or Abrym Goyim of the nations, who seek to do the will of the Almighty Father Yahuwah, referencing how the Mashyach says, my brothers and sisters are those who seek to do the will of the Almighty Father. This includes Hebrews and Gentiles. I am compelled to believe it is important that these distinctions are made in order to fulfill what is written throughout Scriptures. I am persuaded to believe, for us to understand and recognize Scripture's fulfillment, we must understand and discern the life in them, the promises that were made, the promises that are being kept. I am persuaded to begin this new series with information that is critical for the joining together of Yashar'al in unity. I submit to you it will be through extreme humbling times that we will witness unity emerge among us. I will present a position of belief of which I embrace as a result of my experience and interaction with, I believe, with the Spirit of Yahusha, and through witnessing his scriptures, his words, made alive before my very eyes. I will present the position in which I stand, for I know of no other way, no other direction to turn. With these words said, allow me to begin. My position of belief is that the Almighty Father Yahuwah, who is Spirit everywhere at all times, is indeed the beginning and the end. I am compelled to believe the Almighty Yahuwah created Malachim, or some may know as angels. He created men, women, and children as well as every living thing. I believe the Almighty Yahuwah created the earth, the stars, the sun, and the moon, and all that is before our very eyes and more. I have accepted a belief with expectations that the Almighty Father, at His discretion, at His choosing, created a plan that began before the dawn of the ages. I believe Adam and Eve, or Adam and Hawa, existed, and I believe in their rebellion it resulted in broken fellowship with our Creator, the Almighty Father. I believe the Almighty Father began the execution of a plan to restore us into fellowship with Him, and it is embedded in the writings we have come to know as scriptures. I am compelled to believe that the original scriptures consisted of books from Genesis to Revelation, and these writings were inspired at the orders of the Most High Father, Yahuwah. I have no doubt that the Almighty Father, because He can, and because He chose to, manifest His word in the flesh through a virgin birth in the person of Yahusha Messiah, in the person of Yahusha. And I say to you, can you separate the word of the Almighty Father from Him? His word is indeed Him. His word was indeed manifest in the flesh in the person of Yahusha. I further proclaim Yahusha walked among us physically. His earthen vessel was sacrificed and His blood was shed for the remission of sins and restoration to fellowships with the Almighty Father. Many people have asked, how can Yahusha be Yahuwah if He died? I submit to you that physical death is not the end, nor was it the end of a person. If it was, what then do we expect in resurrection? If physical death was the end of a person, how then can the scriptures be true regarding us sleeping until the day of the Almighty Father? Or let alone being transformed at the physical return of Yahusha Messiah? What does it mean to put off the corruptible and to put on the incorruptible? How can scriptures be true which state these bodies will return to the earth, but the spirit of man will return to where it originated, as spoken by the preacher in Ecclesiastes? I embrace unwaveringly the plan of the Most High Father Yahuwah and acknowledge his sacrifice, resurrection, and that He, the Almighty One Yahuwah, sent His set-apart Spirit in Yahusha's name. There is absolutely no Trinity, and who are we to tell the Most High what He can and cannot do? Many of us are quick to say He cannot manifest Himself in the flesh. There's no way that could be true, unaware that He demonstrated how we are to engage Him in spirit and in truth. Many agree with the scriptures that Yahusha represents Yahuwah's word made flesh, but for some reason fail to acknowledge them as one and the same. Who are we to say what the Almighty One can and can't do? I challenge anyone to direct me to scriptures that state that the Almighty One has ever separated Himself from His word. For His word is Him, and He is His word. And it is life that we experience by His words. I understand why most people struggle with discerning the truth regarding Yahuwah and the name that He chose to be called while physically among us, Yahusha. I understand why many fail to acknowledge the Almighty Father wants us to identify Him as the Spirit of Yahusha upon the resurrection. I submit to you, if you consider what comes to your mind, body and soul, at the mere mention of Yahusha, those who are able to discern, one may think of a virgin birth, the miracles He performed, His sacrifice, resurrection, and more. There are those who have come beyond just what I've stated and discovered the realities of the set-apart Spirit of Yahusha sent in Yahusha's name. The set-apart Spirit of Yahuwah sent in Yahusha's name, as written in scriptures, to teach us and remind us of things that He has told us. I have no doubt there are those among us who have discovered the living presence of the Spirit of Yahusha in our midst, working in us directly, working through us one towards another, and through his chosen leaders, teachers, mores, prophets, and more. I have no doubt that it has been established by many what it means to be immersed in the Spirit and to walk filled with the Spirit of Yahusha. I have stated on numerous occasions how the Almighty One Yahuwah knows all, sees all, and establishes his set-apart plan at his orders and command. He, the Almighty One, will make clear all that is necessary for us to grow in maturity through his set-apart teacher, our Messiah Yahusha, his set-apart spirit that he sent in Yahusha's name. Believe it or not, there are sequences for us to acknowledge as well as for us to participate in this journey we call life, reflecting set-apartness unwaveringly. My brothers and sisters, this journey we call life has brought us to a point in time where we can clearly see that end-time prophecies have begun like never before since the days of old. World scientists and leaders have acknowledged that we are on a collision course to total extinction from a scientific perspective. They have begun to follow the wicked one, world leaders and scientists, many, and suggest that we depopulate the planet, that we reduce the population in order for man to survive, totally oblivious to the plan of the Most High. Words such as extinction level events, tipping point, peak level, point of no return, population reduction, and many more are beginning to circulate the planet as man seek a scientific solution. Vain imaginations and fantasies are rising up of all types and all sorts. Movie makers and media production individuals are trying to infuse vain imaginations and substitutions of what lies ahead. But it cannot stop the realities, my brothers and sisters. We who have had the privileges of witnessing types and shadows as related to end-time prophecies are beginning to realize that the days of hearing "we are in the last days" echo over and over will no longer be doubted. The days of types and shadows are coming to an end. We are beginning to face the realities that end times are indeed here. We are in the season of birth pain. With man on a collision course to extinction, it can only prove one thing worth accepting, and that is the original scriptures are true and that we are living in a plan beyond our control. Soon and very soon, there will be more visible signs of people pursuing a religion or a position of belief as uncertainty, as chaos, as conditions worsen. What is most critical to realize is that we are not on man's schedule. We are on a timeline created by the Almighty Father Yahuwah. In spite being sluggards, stiff-necked, or asleep, it cannot nor will it stop or cause the plan of the Most High to retreat or vanish. The living plan of the Most High Father is unfolding with a fierceness, with all sincerity. My brothers and sisters, the plan of the Most High Father includes a time when Yashar'al, those who seek to do the will of the Almighty Father, consisting of both Hebrews and Gentiles, we will be gathered from the four corners of the earth. It requires work. It requires improved worship and obedience. The time of preparation and refinement has begun for Yashar'al. We are about to witness being humbled and made physically weak, mentally weak, emotionally and spiritually weak. And in our weakness, we will rise up in the strength of the presence of the Spirit of Yahusha working in us directly, through us one towards another, and through his chosen. We will discover that we will be made mentally, physically, and emotionally strong out of our weakness as the Spirit of Yahusha rise up within us. Yes, my brothers and sisters, our weakness will prove to come. It will start out in many cases as a result of four major resources becoming challenged among us: fresh air, fresh water, food, and a safe place. A safe place from disease and pestilence, a safe place from catastrophes, a safe place from destruction that is soon to come. We will discover the need together with others in the pursuit to survive from a natural and practical perspective, as well as to be obedient from a spiritual perspective, as it is written, Yashar'al will be gathered from the four corners of the earth. As we become humbled, we will witness at various times the presence of the Spirit of Yahusha. We will rise up as we are reproved, refined. We will repent as we are humbled and corrected. We will begin to witness the Spirit of Yahusha rise up like never before. We will witness an emergence of chosen leaders used by the Spirit of Yahusha to structure Yashar'al and to direct our paths as they are ordered. Believe it or not, the long-awaited desire from some to witness true Malachim, or as some may say angels, will come to be. Yes, they will become visible as we begin gathering, moving towards our final exodus, towards the promised land. All that is necessary for fulfilling the covenant made with our forefathers Abraham, Yitshaq, commonly known as Isaac, and Yaakov, commonly referred to as Jacob, whose name was changed to Yashar'al, commonly known as Israel and Yisrael, will come to be. A Watchman's Words. These are the words I present to you. May the Spirit of the Most High confirm and cause them to stir within your spirit, that they may fulfill the task that they have been assigned. I will pause right here and ask that you stay tuned for part 2 of A Watchman's Words. And upon completion of this multi-part segment, I will construct it into a playlist, prayerfully for ease of listening. Until next time, stay tuned, my brothers and sisters. Shalom, shalom, shalom.